Hello there, beautiful people of YouTube. We are here today with a little demo dive by yours truly, the Angry Penguin J, or Pengy as most people call me at this point. Today we're going to be playing Tormented Souls 2. Now, I had a lot of fun with Tormented Souls 1 back 4 years ago when it came out. So I've been eagerly waiting for a sequel. Tormented Souls 2 will be available on all major consoles, such as PlayStation 5, Xbox, and also Steam. Interestingly, no Switch 2, but that's fine. So yeah, let's just dive in. Alright. The demo of spookiness. Spooky, spooky, spooky. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. Awesome. I don't know how much the editors are going to have to use of this. Do you know what? I'm not going to lie, I don't like that. Oh, okay, you can do that, okay. That's fine. The fact that you have a little mouse cursor that you use with a thumbstick is weird, but you can use D-pad. That's fine. I mean, that's nice as different difficulty options. Who want the intended? Yeah, obviously. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, graphically it's going... Yeah, it's keeping in line with its predecessor homage. Which was very much... Look at us, we're an old school style horror game, but for current gen. Out of the gate, the first noticeable thing that I personally found was that the voice acting actually did seem a lot better than it used to be, like in its predecessor. Which is a good thing, as the team had clearly decided to make a more polished version of the voice acting. However, it did kind of take away from the charm that the original Tormented Souls had, where the characters felt and spoke a bit wooden, which again was very akin to what they were aiming for with the homage to previous retro horror games such as Silent Hill. But it doesn't necessarily take away from the experience. It definitely seems the voice acting is actually better this time around. Which...
I'm here to take you both to the convent.
I like the first game because of its choppy and very stiff voice acting, because it reminded me a lot of, you know, like playing Silent Hill 1 and Resident Evil 1 back when I was far too young to play them.
Do not worry. You've come to the right place. We can help her with that. Soon, she will fear nothing.
Along with talking about the voice acting, the sound designs for the game, such as when you're exploring, you have a foreboding music to it, which absolutely kept me feel oppressed while exploring this environment, not really sure what's going to happen, potentially something jumping out or something horrific happening. It hit the nail on the head. That goes in part and parcel with the sound design of even moving. You know, every footstep you hear, every jangling of the chain, even screams in the background of characters you've not even met yet, or potentially won't ever meet. It all comes together for an extremely polished and clear direction that they were aiming for. Straight out the gate, you can use D-pad for tank controls, like old school style, or thumbstick for free movement. I like that. What is this skip button about? Is that a leftover? I think that's a leftover bug from the cutscene. That's a... Oh, they're keeping the camera angles fantastic. Graphically, I would say it definitely looks a lot more polished than the first game. I mean, the first game did look very good, especially for a small indie team. Definitely, whatever they learnt from the first experience, they have applied to this, and they have upped it a little bit, with some of the creatures looking far more horrific, and even some of the general environments looking more foreboding and just generally disgusting, in a good way, adding a slightly more horror to the game, and especially more horror to the game out the gate, which is also very nice to see. That's cool. Well, that's good. So the puzzles are going to be as interesting. Okay. So we're doing limited saves with tape decks. Interesting. There are, of course, many puzzles to be found throughout Tormented Souls 2, such as ringing bells in a particular order. Now, this could be done one of two ways. You can either read the plaque, and you can listen to the tones and do it through hearing alone, or if you read the plaque, you can dissect it and work it out even without using the sounds, which I thought was quite a nice touch. Some puzzles, again, are very, not so much out-the-box thinking, but you need to look at it from every possible angle. For example, while I was exploring the asylum, there was a door that I could not open. It had a padlock on, and I read it and didn't really take in the words properly. The flavor text for it said there was no keyhole for a key, however, it could potentially be forced open. Now, while you was in this flavor text menu, you could look into your menu, and instead of just using key items, you could use your melee weapon, and then you click on the padlock to open the door. Just small little forever mini puzzles going on. That's cool. So, instead of giving you tutorial pages, it's little, like, posters that are in the universe to how to use things, but they are also your tutorial. That's cool. Naturally, being a survival horror game, it's exactly what you would expect. If you played the first game, or you ever played survival horror, you know what you're in for. We've got our tank controls. We've got our fixed camera angles back. We have our limited saves, along with resource management. And of course, one of the most brutal things from old school horror games is if you die and you haven't saved, you're losing progress. So remove the idea that you're going to be safe with checkpoints. Play smart and play safe. Or run in and see what happens, I guess.
I'm gonna record my progress on this machine. And maybe someday...
One of the interesting things I did find with when you save the game, Carolyn, the main character, will give a brief description and kind of an update on what has happened. So instead of just saving the game and calling it a day, she's actually recording audio tapes for anyone to find in the future. So if something happened to her, there's a recorded detail of events, kind of like the logs that you find as you play these games of people that came before you. I'm unsure if this will be every single save point, because I only saved the game 2 or 3 times, and this was after I made progress. That's not okay. Don't like that. In Tormented Souls 1, there was pretty much mainly the asylum that you was in. You occasionally went underneath the asylum into like the sewer-based stuff. However, this time, according to the store page for it, you have various areas, such as a shopping mall or a town, as well as some other areas. The demo mainly takes place in the Nun's Covenant, but there is more to this game world than the first one absolutely had. There's going to be multiple areas that we will get to explore, which I'm very much looking forward to. Is that where you last came from? We want Lady Chapel. And of course, with any survival horror game, it wouldn't be complete without shortcuts. Because with shortcuts, you get to go back to areas that, you know, so you get somewhere later in the game. You've now got an item that will do a puzzle right at the beginning. You've now got a shortcut, back you go. But when all's said and done, I really enjoyed the demo for Tormented Souls 2. I'm very excited for the full game's release. Big horror fan, and I've always enjoyed these style of horrors. When I got the chance to do Tormented Souls 1, 4 or 5 years ago when it released, I had a blast with it. Very much looking forward to this one. Well, that was the Tormented Souls 2 little dive I had a little look-see at, and thank you all for sitting with me. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I'm absolutely looking forward to the full release. It scratches that old school horror itch still. That's good. I like what they're doing with it so far. Definitely an elevation to the first game, 100%. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. After the demo, I'm definitely looking forward to the full release. Obviously, since you're already on the channel watching this video, don't forget to, you know, do the old stuff that every YouTuber says. Like, comment, and subscribe to everything TYG related, and so you can keep up to date with everything we do. Until next time, guys. Ciao.